Now, in the 40-something races that I've done in Le Mans Ultimate, I've only ever finished on the podium 2 times. I've qualified 3rd in this race at Sebring, and let's see if I can bring it home in a podium. This is, I hope, my last race in the rookies with the rookie badge, and this will see me get a final kind of badge rank after 10 grueling races in the rookies. Let's see what we can pull out of this one. Now, we've got a couple of McLaren teammates around me. The top 2 in this race were ridiculously fast in qualifying, so I think the race is going to be for 3rd place. Try and drag that brake to get them brake temperature warm. Looking for that transition to the holding phase, looking for those green lights to go, waiting to pounce. As soon as we go green, off we go. Decent start. Let's come over to close, to just be cautious on that one, really. I was a bit pinched. I couldn't really find any references to use. How this one will play out. 2 fastest drivers in the lobby. A little bit of swaz. How are they going to go on race fuel? That is the question. That orange McLaren didn't look particularly confident, I've got to say. Let's just see how this one plays out. And try and race forward, really. Not fall into any battles behind. Keep a tow rope on these guys at the front. That is the plan. So he does take a lot of curb there. It's perhaps something that I should be looking to do. It's good to have an opportunity to follow these fast cars. Decent exit. Not losing that pink Porsche behind, the Iron Dames Porsche. Into my weakest section of the track, really, for me. I just can't get the confidence braking into that right-hander. Not a bad exit onto the straight. Keeping in touch. Tyres aren't quite up to temperature yet, so need to still be a little bit cautious. Especially through this bumpy final corner. I'm not sure if it's a McLaren thing, but it just feels so rough around that last corner. So we're going to open with a 209. See what we can do on lap number 2. There's a lot of corners on this track that just seem very open. There's such a huge difference in lines you can take. Short shift through this sequence. He was definitely wider on turning than I was. Opened up that corner entry. Need to look to do that one. So we have dropped 4th place for the moment. Banging down the gears. Zach Brown's going to be happy with us on McLaren 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's see if we can try and get on that podium. Well, the car's feeling much better in this race than the one previous. I may or may not have bent the suspension in the last race I did. Let's just say a small interaction with the pit wall. Not ideal. Definitely more confidence in this car now. It's not bent. So I've got a purple middle sector, that's encouraging. 1.7 off the lead, 0.5 to the driver ahead. But I feel like this is my limit for pace. Especially around this last corner. So sketchy. Oh, walking it to the outside of the track. Using all of the track. 203, 203, 203.4. That is way better than my qualifying lap. So the fastest lap I think was the leader. Try to swing out wide and just make that apex. Still didn't quite connect with that apex on the left. And second place is gapping a little bit, starting to close that gap to the leader. That was a cut. Nope, no one's going to notice. Got away with that one. I'm sure that was cut over the gravel, but it is what it is. No harm, no foul. Definitely on the limit here, guys. One second to second, and the leader hasn't got away, so the second place guy is just bridging the gap. Yellow flags must be for back markers. Someone's probably dropped it into that difficult right. Now the guy who's in second actually did get pole, so it's likely they're a hair faster, at least on the qualifying lap. So are they going to pull it out for the race? Now our McLaren teammate in fourth has disappeared, so it's down to the trio of McLarens to fight for the podium. And I'm just starting to get gaps, so across the line 203.1, 203, 202 for the guy in second. That is rapid. Oh, he's lost it. He's in the barrier. The guy in second has lost it into turn one. On the edge of out of control. So I'm trying to keep the race pace up there, just to keep a little bit of pressure on the leader. Not give them an easy ride. 2.6 is the gap. Try and get that race pace dialed in. I was a little bit deep on the brakes there. Probably should be getting on the brakes a little bit earlier. So yeah, P2 is definitely pushing it a little bit hard. Let's hope the same from P1. Never ever had a win in Le Mans Ultimate online racing. Never. And wouldn't that be fantastic? 1.9 now. So a little scrappy lap from the leader, or a scrappy sequence of corners. And they're going to be able to bounce back. That was bad from me. Really bad. Just didn't connect with that turning point. It's 2.5. Lost about half a second just in that sequence of corners. That was a really bad turning point. That is probably my weakest point at the track. Yellow flags are out. Someone's binned it in the last corner, likely. Easy to do. So bumpy. 2.5 is the gap still. So we maintained the gap around that final corner. So 2:04 was my lap time. Safe through turn one. We don't want to suffer the same fate as the previous P2 driver. Well, the car was definitely coming alive then on the bump. It doesn't like that curb on the right hand side at all. So we might not be too far off putting a lap on some of these guys. Got a good race pace going on right now. .4, so just clawing a tenth back through sector 1. Not because I'm having a good one, maybe because they're having a bad one. A short shift a second just to kill those revs on that slow corner exit. 2.5 still. Not a great corner. Definitely hung in on the brakes a bit too much. We did gain 0.2. Going to slow down a little bit more for this corner than I did on the previous one. Get to the apex. Much better. Rotated the car through there, but he's just fast through that sequence. So half race distance, that time has flown by. So concentrating on putting consistent laps in. A bit too slow, just turning in a bit too sharp there, I think. Sliding the exit. 2.7, 2.6. We're stabilising that gap. 203. He was 0.2 faster than me on that lap, but he was much slower than his fast lap, so he's definitely backed off a little bit, driving with a bit of caution perhaps. He does know all he should need to do is just drive consistent and the win is his. But let's hope he just gets a bit giddy. 9 minutes remaining. 15 seconds off of the first lot of lap traffic. I think that's probably my strongest section of the track, sector 1. Probably brake a little bit deeper into that corner there. 2.9. I'm decent through that corner. That's probably my strongest corner on the track, and this is probably my weakest corner. Try and get over that curb to get the car to the right, to the left, to the right. That was better. 2.5. So that is probably my best final sector. Just keep that gap close. Get it tight, get it hooked in, get it on the gas. Slide the car on the exit all the way to the wall. 2.4. Could that be? It's not even my best final sector. So are we off on the tyres perhaps? Maybe we're just driving a bit tight. 2.9. I'm slow through turn 1, but I did see what happened to the previous second place McLaren. Let's try and bag a podium out of this one. It's probably going to be a boring race, but it's a race that I need to do. 2.6. Definitely stronger through this first section, and hopefully this next couple of corners. A bit deep there, but carried a good speed. 2.6 again. Oh, that's dangerous over the top of that curb. really bum clenching moment, 5 seconds off of the first lap traffic. Could this play into my hands? .1. If he catches them in an awkward position with just under 6 minutes to go on the race clock through turn 1, would probably be the most awkward. And they just fired it off. They've just swapped ends. An overcorrection, put them in the barrier. He's got off lightly with that one. And the next car on track is 50 seconds down the road, so we're unlikely to see them during this race. So it's a straight up sprint race to the finish. 2.5 is the gap. Or do I push for something more? .4. I saw it flick down to 2.3 at one point. Definitely faster in this first sector. And a great corner exit, but decent. Made a better connection with the apex there. 2.2. Trying to pile on that pressure, especially through the corner where I'm fastest. A little bit over the top of the curb, down to 2 seconds exactly. This is a race. Trying to improve on the bits where I know I'm weak. Track limits, I've got a track limits warning, but I'll take it because we're down to 1.8 now. 3 minutes 44 on the clock, so this is going to be probably 2 more laps. No, I can't use car as an excuse because he's in the exact same car, including the exact same livery. 1.4 is the gap now. He's got to be feeling nervous. Essentially this lap and one more. Right to the edge of the track. This is where I'm going to put in the best laps of the race. He's bouncing that curb, the dangerous curb. He's all over the top of that curb. He's definitely driving tight. 1 second is the gap. Let's see how he's going to be into the big braking zone. Visually, the car is much bigger. You can see him. We're coming. I'm much faster. Purple sector 1. Maybe we're getting a whiff of slipstream here now, guys. Cue the Jaws music. Alright, to get off the gas on the exit there. 0.7 is the gap. We're getting a bit sweaty. Oh, he had to turn in, double turn in there. 0.5 is the gap now. There's going to be one more lap after this one. I think I'm going to have to just try and make my presence felt. Oh, he's driving so tight. He was tight off of the exit. This is shaping up to be a grand finale. I've got the slipstream now, so I'm going to try and push it a little bit into the final corner. Not too much. Try and get it. He's sliding a lot. Big slide. Right up against the barrier. This is the one. Final lap. Engineer calls it. One more lap to go. Really close, really close, really close. I'm going to run wide. He's run wide, I've run wide. Oh, that was so close. I couldn't get the car stopped in time, but luckily I didn't run into the back of him. It's kind of upset my rhythm a little bit. That has completely upset the rhythm. Might have put pay to this charge. But we're not giving up now. He's going to be thinking about me for sure. Now I am strong into a couple of the corners ahead. And if he's been watching that delta, he'll know that. Get the car to the apex, powering out the corner. Now this is a difficult braking zone into here. 0.4 behind. I'm going to try and focus on the corner exit. Kind of not quite in striking distance. I'll give him a flash. I'll let him know that we're thinking about it. Now he's got a bad sequence of corners through there. We're going to try and get an exit onto the back straight. That's giving us track limits. Over the top of the curb. Not ideal. I wanted to get the run onto the back straight, but that's not worked out. Let's see how he plays it into this final corner. Go for the tight move, tight move. Oh, I think he's got it covered. Yeah, he has got it covered. What a fantastic race. Nice one, man. I'm happy for that. And I'm happy for a podium for me. So, what a race that was. What a race. 20 minutes of intense lapping action, and there we go. P2 in that race. I think this is the highest result I've ever had in Le Mans Ultimate. Close at the end. Yeah, GG's, he said. Fantastic race, Oscar. And our best lap is basically 0.02 in it. In fact, even closer than that, 0.013. What a fantastic race. Le Mans Ultimate is brilliant. And after all that, I am still a rookie. How many more races do I need to do?